Hello everyone, it's Christine here and I'm back for Roxy's Journal of Stitchery, the treasure hunt. And I am super excited by the prompt that we have for the next 2 weeks, which is Granny's buttons or Nana's buttons or vintage buttons or just loved buttons. And I'm incredibly fortunate to have Nana's collection of buttons. My Nana was a seamstress and a keen sewer, so I've got a whole set of little drawers as well as buttons here. I've also got buttons from Alex's mum, some of which I believe have come from overseas with her. And then I've got other vintage and collected buttons as well. So I'm looking forward to having a rifle through these buttons with you, picking out some for my burgundy bonheur piece, which I'll give you an update on in a moment, in the colour scheme of my piece, which is burgundies and golds and creams and browns and greens. So that's the sort of the colour scheme. So let me just move these buttons off to the side for the merest of moments. And I'll give you a little update on how my piece is going. And this is a good sort of, I guess, encapsulation of the colours of my piece and what we'll be looking for in the buttons. So we had thread painted parts of this together. The leaves and the flowers, and then subsequently I've used wools to paint the flower at the front. It's really interesting when you're doing it. Sometimes you think it's just not going to look the way that you want it to look, or you're not quite sure if it's all working out. Keep going, because by the end usually you'll be just so pleased with how it's all come together. The leaf was also really interesting. I just followed the sort of the colours and patterns on the leaf. It was quite a lot of different colours, but I just love how it has come together, and it feels absolutely incredible because it's all been done with vintage silk threads. And it's just got the most softness, silkiness. It is divine. I've still got to actually just finish a few more bits over here in this colour that I've been using around there. I just didn't realise till I was actually looking at it. And I've still got to do all my thread painting up here. But it's such a lovely, relaxing thing to do. But I thought I would get going by at least looking at the buttons. And then at least I'll have a box ready to go with the buttons that are suitable for this project. So let me just pull this down and I will bring back some of my buttons. So I hope you're having a great week or a great day. Hopefully you're excited about this prompt if you're taking part, or if you're just joining me for a rifle through my buttons, that is a-okay too. So I've got a whole lot of Nana's buttons in these little drawers, which go into it's now quite fragile because I think the plastic has been around for a long time, so I've got to be careful when I take them in and out. But I think it was probably maybe a little storage unit from Grandpa's, who was a carpenter from the shed, that Nana then sort of took over to keep her buttons in. So there's a whole lot of colour-coded ones in these drawers, and then I've got a variety of other ones over here. Now I've got a box to put the ones that I select in, so let's just start having a look through. So I've got some on a card here, and they're beautiful velvety ones. I think they are probably a little on the red side for this, although they could work. And I was wondering with these whether I could actually do some embroidery into them. Let me just see with a needle, if sometimes they've got a very hard cover underneath and you wouldn't actually be able to sew into them, but I was wondering if I could sew some letters on them. I'm not sure how that's going to work on them, but I might keep them out and then they can be up for review. Got these beautiful. Now these were definitely from Nana's collection, and I've used one of them in an advent calendar I made last year, which I put one of Nana's buttons for each of the days, and as you get to the days you pull it out. So that was as part of the Christmas Roxy project that we did last year. So soon I'll be getting that out and we'll be able to enjoy the advent calendar. So I'm sure I would like to put one of these buttons into this piece. So that I have a piece that's going to be seen every day that has one of these buttons. So I'll put that like that, and then I might get myself another spare container that I can triage the pieces that aren't needed for this. This is another lovely fabric. It's Feels like a linen covered button. In fact, it's covered all the way over where the shank would be, but I guess you just have to sort of find with your needle where to attach it in. Again, it's probably a bit more reddy coloured, but I will keep it. This one's probably a really good colour for the piece. Again, from Nanna's collection, I remember, definitely remember this is one of hers. So I think I'd like to put that one in. Might have used one like this in the piece that I made for my grandpa for my Roxy treasure hunt piece. It's a beautiful wood and it almost reminds me of a little mushroom. And so it's got the nice browns that I want to be incorporating. You might remember I had the, sorry, I'm just trying to drag my piece over to show you. I had the area where I've stitched and decorated around the monogram that Betty had added to the blanket. And that's got a beautiful brown background. So I might put that into the mix. Another nice wooden button, which I quite like. I'm quite keen to add some gold metallics, so I think that could be good. These ones look like they've almost got little grapes on them, which would go beautifully with the motifs that I've got over in this piece, which is all grapes and grapevine. So I'll definitely take one of those. Might have to get the lid into working as well. I do love these vintage buttons that have, I think it's meant to be, I've never worked out if it's a butterfly or a fish butterfly or a bird. Not quite sure, but I just love yeah, the designs. And again, it's in the browns, and I think it could definitely work. And then another beautiful one from Nanna's collection. Again, I think I used one of these in my advent calendar, but I think it could be beautiful to include in this piece. And I am thinking of making a little garden scene, potentially using, which I will still need to iron, this doily that I got. I think I got this in Bright at the Bright Op Shops. And so I thought it could be nice to kind of add to the little garden here with buttons, but maybe take a section of this. So that's an idea, but I was also toying with the idea of using my Yorkshire buttons on that piece as well. But yeah, I think this one would be great. Some of them I don't, so I'll just sort through. Oops, throwing them around. That's probably got some of the tones. It's probably more of a smoky sort of coloured, so probably not. I think the yellow gold could work, and I just love these. This is a beautiful, beautiful vintage button. Can you see the sort of the sheen on it? I adore my little glass buttons, so I'd like to add one of those. I've already got one of those little ones. These ones are probably more pearly, but they actually go okay. I don't know if you can see this this piece down here where I've got this beautiful lace. I think that could actually go quite nicely, so I'll take one of those. Get rid of the little roses. The greys probably aren't the right colour. Got another metallic, so I might put that in the box. It's always useful to have the metallics, but we don't need that. This is a very old button. You can see, I think, the sort of the cracking, the patina on it. So I would like to add quite a few things to this, because I think I'd like to have them out on show rather than just sitting in a box. Another incredibly old button. You can just see the wear on it. Yep, it's definitely a hand carved button, and then you can just see where it's had the little chips and little knocks taken out of it. So that would be nice to include. Probably not those greens. Another beautiful glass button. And I think they'll be beautiful because they'll just sort of show what's underneath them as well. Beautiful little gold. I just love the intricacy of, sorry, I'll get it where you can actually see it on camera. The intricacy of the design is amazing. There we got those. We don't need bright pinks. It's probably a bit on the pinky side. That's definitely pinky. The white, don't need greys. I wonder if this colour could go. It probably goes okay because I've brought in almost a sort of a turquoisey, greeny colour there. So I think that could be quite okay. This one's got a beautiful pearl centre in it, and then a gold one. I think that could be nice. I'm probably going to have so many buttons by the time I've done this. Just a nice big, it's a button that's sort of all bulbous all over. And then a lovely green there, which could be good. Another green one, which has obviously been harvested by Nana off a piece of clothing. This one's very unusual feeling, almost wrong colours. Yeah, I think that red's a bit too red. That could be a good colour, I think. This one's very sweet. It's got like a little mesh covering a satin button. It's probably a little on the white side, but it might blend in okay, so I'll keep one of those out. And then this one, probably a little, although it's almost starting to yellow a bit with age, so it might be actually okay. Not the oranges. I've already got that wooden one. A beautiful little gold one down here with almost filigree work on it. Now I do have, which I showed in the original video of the treasure hunt, I have some amazing little blown glass buttons / beads. So I would love to add them. I'll probably add them towards the end of when I've finished the piece, because I just don't want them to get damaged in the meantime, and they're safely away in a tin anyway. That's a little watering can. I'll have to probably find a way. I know this came from Nana's collection, so I might chuck it in here so I don't forget about it. A little goldy metallic. Lovely little, probably too white, I think. Got some of these little wooden beads, but I think they're a bit on the white side. Now this one's definitely a bird, and again, it could probably go, but I think it's verging a little more into the bluey territory like these ones. It's a very old, it would have, I think, all originally been embossed all in black, but it's sort of worn off some of its markings. I think I'll have to add my little Paris fabric covered button. A lovely little flower one. Again, that could be good for a nice little flower scene in the garden. This one's really interesting. I think I actually got this one from the reverse art truck. It's like it's got fibres or grasses or something actually embedded in the button. I love this one, but totally wrong colours, but just so ornate. And yeah, this was one of Nana's beautiful ones. Another one of a flower, but I don't think I've got that size one yet, so I'll pop that in the box. And there's another of that same one. Another beautiful glass button that's actually really heavy, and just beautiful design. So yeah, that'd be nice to include. It's a bigger one, a bronzy colour, so yeah, I think bronzy, because it's got that sort of that browny tone in it, that could definitely work. This one's a nice cream, and it is a very old, you can just tell by the yeah, the feel of it, but a lovely crisscrossy design on it, so that could be nice. What does this one say? Australian Military Forces. So Grandpa was in it, so I wonder if this is one of Grandpa's ones. There we go, something of Melbourne. It says Melbourne. It's quite worn on the back. It's very heavy actually. So I think we'll add that in, and I might add that near Grandpa's little, the square that I've made with his little saying on it. So I'll keep that out. Oh, there's a pendant that I bought in, not in Budapest, no, in Prague. There was someone painting this on the bridge there many years ago when I travelled, and it's just on a little leather bit. But I thought I might, because it's got these sorts of colours in it, might be nice to add it into this piece. So it's not a button, might not be added this time, but I'll keep it out in my little box. Beautiful little bumpy one. This reminds me of the designs of the jewellery that they do in Sardinia. They do lots of little bobbly jewellery pieces. Don't know if I've already picked one of these ones out. I think I might have, but if in doubt, I'll throw it in the box. This almost reminds me of a moon. Yeah. It is almost a goldy colour, so I might I might take one of them. There's no point keeping 2 buttons that you're not going to actually, I don't really make clothing or anything, so looks like this one's actually almost worn through on the part where you put the thread through, but we'll see how we go. It's probably a little more on the yellowy side. I'm pretty sure I already got one like that. Got a sweet little bee button. I think I need to put him on somewhere, probably on my little flower, so I'll pop him out. Again, probably a little bit too yellow, but it could make a nice flower in a little flower scene. So I'll keep that. Here's a lovely pearl button that again could sort of go with some of these lacy pieces and would probably, even though it's not goldy. That one's lovely, a tulip. So definitely put that out in the golds. Another lovely glass button that's been taken off a bit of clothing. Another crest of some sort. So I might even have to do a little, I don't know, like a little set of medals or something like that. It's a nice burgundy brownie colour with inlaid. It's hard to know where to hold them where you can see, because if you come too close, sometimes it just doesn't work that well. This is a more modern button that would have come across one of my bits of clothing, icebreaker. But it's a nice brown. Take it out. And another little crest in gold. It's hard to see what it is. Camera doesn't really like the very shiny things. Another beautiful brown. Another little bee. We can have 2 little bees. And I think they're slightly different colours. Some are brown, some are yellower. I don't think I need my little dragonflies because they're the wrong colour for this piece. So, and I think I've already had that glass button. There's some little fabric covered ones which would have come off a blouse, I think, that I bought back from India. Some of these nice fabric covered ones with different maroony colours, they could be quite good. It's got the more bronzy colour centre. I think I had a gold one before, so I'll keep one of those. Don't need the blues. There's another tulip, but we only need 1 tulip. Just having a look through now for different ones. Now, what does this one say? I do remember seeing this one in Nana's collection. Great Seal of the State of California. There you go. I don't think Nana ever went to California, but they did always have people staying with them. They kind of opened their house to anyone that needed a place to stay. I think Mum says that as she was growing up, there was always someone else around. They were very generous and very kind people. I've got my little hummingbird, which I will get out, and again, just to make sure I remember to add him or her to my piece. And I've got these lovely little, they're like little almost Christmas decorations or something, little baubles. But I guess we can treat that as a button. Again, I'll move over some that I don't need. It's a beautiful brown. Look at the, don't know if you can see the colours in that as I move it around. Probably the wrong green. It's a bit too yellow. Already had some of those ones. Another beautiful glass button. That's a gold. It's almost like a labyrinth design on it. Another one of the tulips. Another beautiful brown. I just love some of the colours and layers in these. This one looks incredibly old again. Sort of had a few little chips and knocks, but again a nice brown to include. Some nice little corner piece sort of buttons. I guess they're more beads or something. a little wooden button with a ship's steering wheel on it. I'm sure it's got a different name than steering wheel. A very old fabric and gold one. So even though it's slightly more white, it's got a bit of creaming and a bit of yeah, goldy coloration to it. So pop that in. Some beautiful, I've got a whole jar of beautiful vintage mother of pearls, but sometimes I actually love the shell side of them even more. I think I'll need to add one of these. I just saw it. Where has it gone? A 4-leaf clover I spotted. Now it has disappeared on me. This is another lovely shell one. It's actually really heavy and really shiny. But probably more on the whitey tones. Just trying to find where that one that I saw a moment ago has gone. A little gold bead. I'll keep that out in case I need it for something. Lots of I love my tiny buttons, and there's lots of little ones hiding down here, so I'm just going to have a look what I've got. It's a beautiful little mother of pearl. So I'm thinking I might actually have a very good use for these little ones. I might actually put them just in a slightly separate container, so I have a little idea brewing for the little ones. And I do have some other jars of little buttons as well, so I can always raid those also. Sorry, I'm just trying to get the little one out that I put in there before, but it's hiding in here, so we'll leave it for now. But I might just nab out some of my little ones in the right colour scheme. So all these little ones that are in the sort of browny colours, browny creams. Yeah, sometimes it's good to use the backs of the little ones because they work quite well with their colours. Nice. This has got quite a passionation on it. Put that in my box with my greens. Another lovely, this would be a wood carved one. Another little cute little flower. Another little flower. More little ones that I could use. Sweet little butterfly. Oh, there's what I was spotted before, and then it disappeared, this 4-leaf clover. So it'd be nice to add one of those into the mix. It's a nice colour. I do like these little ones. Just going to have to decide if they're a bit too on the white side for the piece. There's a little pearly button. Sweet little glass flower. Some more nice small little buttons, including some little love hearts, which are very sweet. Let's grab out some of the tiny ones. Often I don't get to see these because when you dive in the box, the small ones drop right to the bottom. Now that's a nice coloured green, I think, and very old as well, yeah. Having a look if there's others I haven't seen that have interesting designs on them. Another beautiful little mother of pearl where, yeah, obviously the shiny side's lovely, but even the the carved shell side is as well. Just continuing to pick out a few small ones that might be handy for my little idea. And just seeing if there's any others that I want to extract out for having on hand for this piece. Oh, this one's a lovely carved one as well, like a labyrinth again. A wooden one. There's something so restorative and so lovely and relaxing, and just feels good to run your hands through buttons. Now that's a satin coloured. Not sure, but I'll pop it in the mix. Oh, that's a little sunflower, and it's a brownie orange, so it might be okay. Doing with my small ones. Use more small ones here. A few more greeny coloured, which is good because I want a bit of the greens. At least if I pull a lot of small ones out, I can then pick out which ones are closest in the sort of the tonals of my piece. So I'll grab a few more of the smallies out. And I think that's probably enough out of this. I can't see any others that are immediately jumping out at me. Oops, that one jumped, but I don't know if it was so. Yeah, it's a nice brown. Well, that one wants to come to the party. Oh, what's this one? I think it's probably a little bit too orangey, but it's, yeah, really interesting. Look at that. Sort of. It's like layers within layers, and it's got a raised edge and then this sort of triangular design in the middle. Could almost go because it almost takes on the sort of the colours around it. I'm going to take that out. Good chance to put my interesting buttons on display. Yeah, I want more littlies up here. I'll just grab a few more while I'm at it, and then we'll move on, because otherwise I'll be here for hours. I could happily spend hours with my button collection and not even know that hours have passed. And it's nice. It's such a tangible connection to Nanna as well. Lovely little greens. Okay, well, I think I keep saying, but I'm going to, oops, am I going to be able to put these ones back into here? I might just need to press some of them back in. Oops. Okay. And we'll put that off to the side. Then we'll have a look through this little box of goodies. So this was actually a buckle that Alex's mum gave to me with a whole bunch of things. I've actually got to clean. It's got something a little bit stuck to it. But I thought this might be nice to include. It's got hearts, which would go really well with the heart prompt. So not necessarily buttons, but I do want to sew it onto the piece. Again, it might be something I sew on towards the end because it's going to be probably a bit bulky once it's on the piece. Now, some of these aren't buttons, but they are things that I definitely am keen to include in the piece. These are vintage. I think they're a little, they would have gone across, I think, to hook maybe two bits of clothing together. Maybe someone can confirm exactly what they were. So they sort of have two pieces to them, and they're very old. I think I got them in a bulk vintage lot of goodies. This one I'm not sure what it is. Oh, it's got a little clip, so it would clip over somehow. So I'm not sure, but they're interesting, and it might be nice to find them a home in this piece as well. Buttons and trinkets. in some nice, that's probably not quite the right colour, too white. Probably got some clip-on earrings. These were some of the buttons I got the other week, well actually about probably a month and a bit ago now, when I was in Bright, and so they've got the initials, Alex's and my initials on them, so I thought they could be nice to add near where I've got the monograms. Nice little gold button. Keep those out. I don't need to put all the ACs on, but these are beautiful glass buttons, so I think they would definitely be very nice to include. That one's probably a bit more on the silver side. Silver. I've already got one of those. That one's a bit more silvery, but I could put the glass ones into the mix for sure. And I've got these little nautical ones, which I do like being by the sea, so I might put those in too. Good chance to get them out of the little bags, and so yeah, they could be very cute. Got this lovely big one. Again, I'm probably unlikely to use it in other stitchery projects where they've got to be flat, but this one's perfect because it's going to be sitting on the back of a couch, hanging down and decorating an area when you come up and see the back of the couch from coming up the stairwell. So I think some big ones and dimensional ones will be fine. Isn't this one beautiful? I think I might have got this one from Lucello in Melbourne as part of a little pack that I got for my birthday this year. And another beautiful floral carved button, or mould, possibly a mould. It just has a bit of a carved look to it. But perfect burgundies. Some more very good colours. These were ones that I think I'd pulled out originally when I was looking at the project. So there's going to be probably more in this box. I've already got some of those, so I don't need any more of those. Can't remember if I added one of these, but I will grab one out and add it into the mix. Some more little hearts, and I think those colours would probably go okay, so I might put them with my little buttons. Very big ornate one. Again, I think I can find a place for that in this piece. This one would be nice to add. It's definitely got a hard surface directly below, so I don't think I'll be able to stitch into it, but it'd be nice to add something to it. And then stitch it on. And if you want ones like this to sit flatter, you can always take the shank off, and then you can stitch through like the filigree border around it. This was a very old one. I remember I found it in Malakuta this year when I was in the thrift store, and it's got, you can see the original paint on it, but it looks like it's been buried at some point because it's actually got like embedded dirt, and I haven't given it a clean yet, but I think this one will definitely find a home on this piece. I've got a beautiful puff there. A little chocolate bunny. Don't know if you can call that a button, but we'll put it into our little decorative pieces. Maybe I'll put it with my other bits of jewellery and things. This one's a button. It's got a beautiful lady on it. It's got silver and gold. I'm not really using silver in my piece, but I think the fact it's got the gold probably doesn't, it will just kind of reflect that. Oh no, this is the same as my other little Paris one, so I probably don't need that, but a beautiful little mother of pearl and gold. That could go nicely. One of these little browns could go nicely. I've already got some of these wood ones. Another ornate one. Another ornate gold. Got some ribbon there, I'll put that with my ribbons. I do like my fabric covered buttons, so beautiful fabric covered. Don't need that bit of fluff. A little locket, I'll save that in case we have a treasured jewellery prompt. Nice gold. I think I might have already got one of these bobbly ones, but don't know. probably a bit on the too red side, like that one. Beautiful big button though. That's probably getting a bit better within the colour range. Some nice burgundies. I think I already had one of these, but I might put a second one into the mix. Again, just nice burgundy buttons. Nice big one. These ones look really interesting. I don't know if they're meant to be eggs or fruits or what they're meant to be, but they're great. Now this will have to go with my little one little piece I'm thinking of making relating to Nana. This Nana was a keen seamstress sewer, so it's a little thread holder. Don't know if this little green dolphin goes with my piece. I don't think it does. This one came from Alex's mum, so could have possibly come from overseas with her. It's got reddy colours and greens and golds. I think it could be nice to include. Again, some of these ones with shanks, I think this is the perfect project for them because, yeah, it can have things that sit off the piece without a problem. Again, this is one from Alex's mum. It's just got tiny little flowers and just the most intricate little designs on it. Really lovely. Already got one of those. Don't think the black goes, but I do love, yeah, these black buttons. I think they were like morning buttons, were they? Again, that's got black, so I don't think I'll include that. But a beautiful bronzy coloured crest button. Looks like it's got an eagle in the centre of it. I think I've already got one of these buttons. Might add a little bow into my little smaller buttons. Some of these I've already got out. Angel. In fact, maybe I'll put that little angel with the little ones, my little Nana collection. This is an old clip-on earring, but I guess you can always use it as a button, but I'll put it with my little jewellery stash. Definitely more silver. Put that little brown button in. These ones are, I think, just a bit too on the red side. So I'll pick out the red ones. Yeah, I think they're probably a bit too red, unless I do start to add more red in, but I think I've got enough burgundy that I think I've got enough burgundy to add, so that one might be, I think it's still too red. Got some more of these little fabric covered ones that look okay colour-wise. Some beautiful mother of pearl. Nice big green one. Can't remember if we've seen that one already. Nice old sort of goldy coloured. Those are black, so no, don't need a bead, don't need the black ones. Already got that one. These ones also came from Alex's mum. I've already got one of those. Some more crests. Yeah, I think I could do a section that's just all sorts of crests in it. So many ideas, so little time for this project. I think that's the challenge, but I figure I can always keep adding things to it. I'm thinking even if I only get a section done, it might be a lovely piece that as I find things that are fitting for it or treasures that are in the right colour scheme. This one is a metallic laid into the button. Really interesting. Some more little flowers that I'll add to my smalls. Already got one of those. I think I've already got one of these greens. Nice gold and green, emerald green. Oh, isn't this a sweet little red miniature button? Put that with my smalls. Some more little mother of pearls, which I love. Again, that's probably a bit on the red side. This is a nice cream. Keep that one. I've forgotten what this design is called, but yeah, interesting. Already got those ones. Got a little heart. I'll put a little heart bead. I'll put that with my smalls. An almost sort of khaki green, but I think that could definitely go with the piece. It's too grey. Put the brown in. I don't know if I put one of these in yet, so I'll throw that in. Nice browns on the back of this mother of pearl one. Some more of those, which we already have. This is a nice little flower one. So I think they can all go in my surplus ones. And then let's have a little look at the little drawers from Nana's little drawer collection. So these I don't think came from, well, they might have come in from Nana's, because I also got a bunch of these as well from, sorry, I just have to click my camera and I might just have to quickly plug it in lest it run out of poof. So just excuse me for a moment if it shakes for a second. So these, yeah, are just little clippy bits, but I was actually thinking on this piece it'd be nice to somehow add them in. I was wondering if I could put them behind a sort of a lace or something, but I just love the vintage packaging, guaranteed rustless, the Nui snap fastener, gilt-edged security. I love the black back as well, made in sizes. Nui's means British and best, so they sort of really speak to the times that they were made. So I thought they could be fun. So I'm going to put those in my buttons. They're a form of snap button. Again, I don't know if the colour's right on this one, but I'll put it in the mix. One of the little birds or butterflies, don't know. There's another one of Nana's little four-leaf clovers. Lovely gold button. Little nautical buttons, and then a whole lot of threaded up white buttons and things. So they're lovely. I like to just keep those ones as they are. Then we've got some oranges and some other ones. Again, just love the packaging that they come in. These almost look like sort of pills in there. So yeah, I don't think I need any of the oranges, but thought you'd like to see the full collection. Beautiful little card of little pearly ones, and then a lot more pearly ones, but I think I've probably got enough, so I can probably leave these ones intact. Then I've got some blacks and browns. So I'll just have a look at the brown ones and see. I might take that one out. And there's some other nice browns in here as well, although they're almost blacky looking, but when they're in there with the blacks they don't look black, but when you get them out they have that sort of look. There's something down here that looks less dark, if I can find it. That's definitely a brown, so I might take that one out. Oh, that's like a little eye or something. But yeah, I think these ones are for the most part too dark. Oh, and here's the actual browns. So I've got this one, which is rather lovely, and again, it would probably be too big and too sort of stand-uppy for many of my slow stitch pieces, so it might be nice to add it. Isn't this one a beautiful button? Can you see all the colours in that? Really interesting, and a beautiful swirly. Some of these remind me of planets or something. Maybe I'll have to do a little, I don't know, little planetary stitch. Lovely brown. Ooh, I think I could almost have this entire container, but I better not pick them all out because I won't be able to put all of them in, although I am thinking I can just sort of have buttons and laces and things all scattered around, so I don't need to turn all of them into pictures or pieces of their own, really. Nice woody one. And another nice wood, which I would like to include because it kind of reminds me of my grandpa being a carpenter. This one's so old, you can see it's actually sort of cracking. It's got a real patina on it. I think I had one of these before. Have a little look through. Don't need to take all the brown buttons. Ooh, this one looks interesting. Wow, look at that. Look how old that is and how worn. So yeah, it'd be lovely to give these a new home, and it's got the most wonderful browny sort of goldy tone to it. So no, that one's definitely going in. That one's lovely as well. Reminds me of like honeycomb or something like that, or caramel. poured into a pan. It's like a little mushroom, but it is quite a nice little colour. So I can always come back and get more browns if I happen to be running low. But I think I've got rather enough, so I think I better not look for too many more. Save them for another day and another project. And then we've got greens. Again, another lovely big one that again would be perfect for this piece. That's a big one that we've already got. One here. One here. One there. Beautiful one here. And again, that's probably enough of the greens because I think I got quite a few greens before. Got this one, and this contains some of my favourite things. I just love buttons that are still on their original card, and these are beautiful green buttons. I think I might have already got one that was loose in what I got. But look at this, and the paper, the card has obviously been so well, yeah, I guess folded up and like when buttons have been got off it. I love that it's still got the threads. So I think again, I would love to find a way to incorporate something like this into my piece, but probably behind some sort of mesh or something to protect it. But I just think it's a lovely little snippet of history. I think that's beautiful, so I'll pop that in. But I'll leave this other bigger card, and then I think these are some more recent. What's this one like? Oh, that one's rather lovely. It's got little flecks of burgundy in it even, so I might keep that one. Then we've got the pinks and oranges, which I don't think will have anything. Some of the buttons, again, are incredibly old. These ones are cracking with their age. So that's just a little look at the pinks. And then we've got yellows and some other colours in there. Might put that one into the mix. Again, maybe I'll put one of these into the mix as well, because I doubt I'm going to otherwise use them, and it would be nice to use them. And there's one in the collection. That's the yellowy ones. And then these are darker ones again, apart from maybe this one, which I might take out. And then we look at the blues, but I don't need the blues for this. And then we also have this one. So another beautiful, these are mother of pearls, and so old this is. Love how they used to put the little, is it like a, yeah, I'm not even sure, is it like a foil of some sort? Wonder what purpose, unless it just helped them to look really shiny or something. I'm not sure if that served a purpose. If you happen to know, let me know in the comments. These ones are beautiful. They've got like a little crown around them, so I'd like to include one of those. Nice little green, getting quite old looking. And this is like a little fish or something. Let's put those back, and then I think we had looked at these dark ones. So I think this is my little button collection for the piece. There's obviously plenty in there. I've also got some other smaller ones. I'll just throw those into here. So I picked out some smaller ones and some other little embellishments because I think I've got an idea for a piece that I would like to do for Nana. So maybe I will just give you a bit of an idea of what I'm thinking, and then I can have a play off camera because it will take quite a bit to stitch them down. I won't necessarily do it on this background, but I do have this lovely piece of fabric that has a beautiful patchwork star on it. And what I was thinking was to do something where I spell out the name Nana in buttons, little buttons, and not necessarily these buttons. and then do a heart or something around in the bigger buttons. So, and it probably, yeah, I wouldn't want to probably do it on something so busy. I'd want to probably pick a quite simple, simple fabric to work on. But I just sort of grubbed this at the time. But yeah, I can spell out using buttons, nanna, because I've got plenty of room on the area that I'm stitching. And then I can lay around and do a big heart. I'm obviously not going to use those ones, but I can use some of my other ones to do a nice big heart that comes around nanna spelt out in buttons. So that's something I'm thinking, but I won't keep you too much longer because we've spent nearly 50 minutes going through buttons. But I hope you enjoyed it. You might have skipped through it, or you might have just been stitching and enjoying the sound of buttons and periodically looking up. But thanks so much for watching, and I'll be sure to be back. If you want to join in on our little stitch along community, we get together every evening, well, evening time here in Australia, morning and sort of, yeah, I think lunchtime for some other parts of the world, and we have a lovely little chat while we learn a new stitch together. But thank you for watching, and I will speak to you soon. Bye everyone.